Sheriff Jones, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this morning, please?
Your Honor, thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the September 28th, 2017 meeting of the Shawnee County Board of Commissioners. My name is Bob Archer. I currently serve as chair of the commission and represent District 3 alongside Commissioner Shelley Bueller, who represents District 1, and Commissioner Kevin Cook that represents District 2. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
First item of business, please.
Commissioner,
Yes.
one item needs to be pulled. Jason.
Oh, yes, thank you. If there's no objection, Jason Lambert could not make it to the meeting this morning, and so I guess we need to pull his introduction from the agenda if there's no concern about that. So, okay. Good. First item, please.
Proclamations presentations. Number 1, introduction and discussion with Mark Reed regarding the Silver Lake Township Treasurer position.
Mark here. Please come up. Good morning, welcome, and
Good morning.
tell us a little about yourself and why you'd be interested in the position, sir.
Well, I served as the treasurer from the fall of '02. I was appointed at that time, and I served until end of July of last year, 16, at which time I resigned, and I had my neighbor had an experience in bookkeeping, accounting, whatever you want to call it. And so I worked with him, and he expressed interest and wanted to take over the position. And I wanted to give him a chance to determine if he wanted, the position was going to run for re-election, and I wanted him to get some experience and determine whether he wanted to continue to do it. So that's what I did. Anyway, in the current situation, I've read in the paper about the controversy, about the seems to be secrecy in the operations now, and that's absolutely not the way it happened when I was involved with the board. And I'd like to do everything I can to make the meetings and all procedures and transactions open to the public.
Very good. Commissioner Bueller?
I think he hit on everything that I wanted to hear.
All right, very good. Thank you, and we will give Mr. Lamprecht an opportunity to appear and then make a decision. Yes, sir.
I've got other things I need to do.
Would you-
I'm sorry. I have hearing aids, but I still don't necessarily hear everything.
You're right.
Go ahead, sir.
You don't necessarily need to stay, no.
No, is it-
And my understanding is Jason is planning on attending next Thursday. And
Depending on what?
Jason is attending next Thursday.
Okay.
And so at that time, then we'll make that decision
Okay.
at the end of the meeting.
So that's when I'll find out, is after the meeting next Thursday?
Right, that's
Okay.
the intent. We'll see what happens, but as far as I know, he can come next Thursday.
Right.
Thank you for being
you.
here.
Thank you again, sir. Next item of business, please.
Number 2 has been pulled. Item 2, unfinished business. Number 1, acknowledge that Sheriff Jones has entered into a contract C-313-2017 with Axon for replacement of 109 TASER CEWs with new TASER CEWs, holsters, unlimited batteries, unlimited cartridges, and 3 training cartridges per year per unit at a cost of $202,154.13 over 5 years, with funding from the 2017 budget and subsequent payments from the 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021 budgets.
Good morning, Commission. Herman Jones, Shawnee County Sheriff there. I think from the last meeting where this got deferred, it was just a question about the carryover from contracts that go multiple years and those type of things. And I think from County Councilor, it was just making sure that we've got full protection, not just from my office, but also for the county, and also looking at vendors. So I think we're just trying to put everybody on the same page One question came up when we go multi-dimensional like that has an effect for any elected official, you being yourself, and anyone can come in afterwards, subsequent years of that, and in the middle of that could make that change. And I think we're just trying to make sure we got some protections right there. So I get that and understand that, and we've had that conversation. I think I've talked with some of you here and also with County Council there. So I think we're on the same page about just making sure that we have those protections there. So I understand where we want to go with that there.
Yes.
Good morning, Jim Crowell, Shawnee County Councilor. I have reviewed the contract and prepared to stamp as to form and legality, and instead of acknowledging receipt, I would suggest that this body make a motion to approve and adopt the contract as written.
Commissioner Cook?
I'll make that motion to approve the contract for the Board of County Commissioners.
And your concerns have been addressed?
They have. And I think that this is just, again, discussions with our elected officials about the differences between acknowledgements and approvals and who we're binding and protections for everybody and making sure it's clear all the way around. So,
Very good.
good discussion.
Very good.
I'll second.
Motion made to approve the contract by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. And Jim, you brought a stamp there to make it official.
Commission, I also just appreciate the dialogue that we've been able to have, work through these type of things right there, so that's what it takes.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you, Sheriff.
Okay.
It's appreciated. I think we're getting video and pictures of Jim, so we'll give it a minute.
Commissioner, while we're doing that, I'd
Yes.
just like to thank the sheriff for coming out to the Boys and Girls Club ribbon cutting. In case the sheriff leaves before the end of the meeting, thank you for coming out to the Paris Community Center and being part of that as well.
Yes. We good?
We're good.
Next item, please.
Item 3, consent agenda.
There was one item on the consent agenda. Are there questions or comments?
And I'll move approval.
Second.
Motion made to approve the consent agenda by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item 4, new business. A, County Clerk, number 1, consider all voucher payments.
Commissioners, this morning we have vouchers that total $2,209,380.74. The highlights out of the voucher report were Capers contributions, bridge allocation, Department of Corrections for Corizon, and just double check. I'm sorry, for Aramark, for State of Kansas holding accounts, for Motor Vehicle Fund, Public Works, and the Parks and Recreation. But the largest out of the voucher report was our allocations, and the allocations was $1,171,376.25. These are our allocations that we make to social agencies in Shawnee County, and I'm going to run down our list
Thank
so
you.
we can talk about who we make allocations to. We have the Agricultural Extension Council, Breakthrough House, CASA, Catholic Charities, Community Action for Elderly Services. We have Community Resources Council, Doorstep, East Topeka Council on Aging, Harvesters, Helping Hands, Housing and Credit Counseling, Jayhawk Area Agency on Aging, Kansas Legal Services, Let's Help, Meals on Wheels, Midland Care Connection Incorporated, Pappin's Landing Senior Center, Positive Connections Incorporated, Rossville Senior Citizens Incorporated, Shawnee County Fair Association, Shawnee County Medical Society, Shawnee Regional Prevention and Services, Silver Lake Senior Center, Soil Conservation, TARC, Topeka Habitat for Humanity, Topeka LULAC Multipurpose Senior Center. Turn our page. Topeka Youth Project, Vallejo Behavioral Health Care, and the YWCA. And these are allocations that we make on a regular basis for these social agencies. I don't have any questions regarding the vouchers. I'm going to move for their approval.
Second.
Thank you. we need to be reminded every now and then of the contributions we make for the betterment of our community. Motion made to approve the vouchers by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. And again, thank you, Commissioner Cook. Next item, please.
Number 2, consider correction orders.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Sort of out of, okay. Motion made to approve correction orders by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item B, facilities maintenance. Number 1, consider approval of request to award fire alarm systems testing and repairs to Heartland Alarms for 1 year with possible annual extensions up to 3 additional years for various county facilities with funding from facilities maintenance, elections, health department, and parks and recreation.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bill Kroll, Facilities Maintenance Director. I apologize there is no contract attached to that memo. I inadvertently left it off, and we're going to try to get that cleared up for you next week. Heartland Alarms was the low bidder when we went out for bid for the annual testing of our fire alarm systems. I visited with Parks and Rec and Health Department. They're both fine with going with Heartland Alarms and look to save a little money and get our systems tested. So we'll have a contract for that next week, but did want to have you guys approve that we could go with Heartland.
Yes, Commissioner Bueller.
Just, did you say how many did we have respond on the bid? Just
There was 3.
3?
They were Simplex Grinnell, Heartland Alarms here in Topeka, and it's a different company now. It used to be referred to as Professional Fire Alarms, and they just switched ownership. And Heartland was significantly less.
Thank you.
Yeah, is this time critical, Bill?
No.
Okay. I'd make a motion to defer for a week until we can have an opportunity to have the contract and make sure it goes on the attachments to the agenda. I would mention to everyone that we need to have disclosure of contracts when they come before the commission. So that's a motion to defer consideration for a week.
A second.
Motion made to defer by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Number 2, consider approval of request to utilize contingency funding up to $8,048 for elevator repairs associated with a lightning strike and to replace the main circuit board in elevator number 1.
Morning, Commissioners. Bill Kroll, Facilities Maintenance Director. Back on Easter Sunday, we had that lightning strike that did some various damage, and we think through the elevator company that some of the problems we've had with our, especially number 1 elevator, may be associated with that strike because one of the printed circuit boards that makes that thing go up and down properly is doing all kinds of funky, weird stuff. And their feeling is that it could be related to that lightning strike, and we need to get that board replaced. I'd like to use contingency funds to do that.
Questions? Yes, Commissioner Cook?
I don't have any questions, but I'll move for approval because we can't have funky stuff in an elevator.
That's right.
I'll second.
I should have worded that to stop the funky stuff, but
Okay. Motion made to approve by Commissioner Cook and seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Bill. Next item, please.
Item C, Public Works. Number 1, consider awarding the bid to Summit Truck Group for purchase of a service truck with crane at a cost of $131,608 with funding from the Equipment Reserve Fund.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tom Block with Public Works and Solid Waste. This is a Public Works item, and we went out for bids, as mentioned in the memo, for a service truck with crane for our Public Works Department. This vehicle is used by our mechanics to do on-site service repairs for our equipment when they break down out in the field. So it's essentially like a mobile mechanic shop, I guess, for lack of a better term. Provides a lot of tools and equipment that's needed to do some heavy lifting and repairs on site. This was included as part of the capital equipment replacement program that was approved last year. We received 4 bids two bidders, but 4 different bids. One bidder supplied 3 different bids. After reviewing the bids, it is our recommendation that the award go to Summit Truck Group in the amount of $131,608. And if there's any questions, and that includes the trade-in. The funding will come from the Equipment Reserve Fund, so if there's any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them.
Are there questions for Tom this morning?
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Number 2, consider authorization and execution of Contract C-315, 2017, with Clearspan Fabric Structures International, Inc., to provide services necessary to design, fabricate, and furnish a Clearspan salt storage fabric tension structure for the District 1 shop at a cost of $36,379.95, with funding from the 2018 Public Works operating budget.
Commissioners, Tom Block again, Public Works and Solid Waste. This too is a Public Works item, and this is in follow-up to a couple of different discussions we've had in recent previous meetings. We have now negotiated the contract with Clearspan to fabricate and install the roofing system for the salt shed we are wanting to put in at our District 1 shop, which is in the southeast part of the county. As mentioned, the negotiated amount is $36,379.95. And as mentioned previously, our crews will build and construct the pad and the walls for it, and they will come in after the new year and install the structure. That's why the funding is coming from 2018, is because their work won't happen until after the new year. This is included in our 2018 budget, but by getting us moving now, we can then move ahead with our work so that we'll be prepared for when they come in early first quarter of next year, I believe, is when they're planning on doing it, and we'll get it installed at that time. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them.
Questions for Tom on the contract?
I do not have any. I'll go ahead and move approval of the contract.
Second.
Motion made to approve the contract by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Tom. Next item, please.
Item D, Parks and Recreation. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of Contract C-316, 2017, with Easter Seals Capper Foundation for the operation of the 2017 Pumpkin Palooza event to be held at Lake Shawnee on October 7th, with expenses being exchanged for staff training hours and advertising by the Capper Foundation.
Good morning, Commissioners. Randy Luby with Shawnee County Parks and Recreation. Before you is a special use agreement with the Easter Seals Capper Foundation, and Parks and Recreation is very excited of having a new event at Lake Shawnee. Pumpkin Palooza will be October 7th. The proceeds for this go to the Capper Foundation, and we've worked with the Capper Foundation on several partnerships. They provide training for our seasonal staff, and we're going to take advantage of having training for our full-time staff as well. We look forward to working with them. They give us special training on special needs children, and it was probably one of the best things we've done for our summer camps in a long time. In today's world, we're having more and more special needs children in our programs, and it's something we need to train our staff. Joining me today is Edie Smith. She is the Vice President of Development for Cappers. I'd like her to talk to you a little bit about the event as well as their organization and where the proceeds go.
Thank you, Randy, and thank you for listening to us this morning and entertaining this opportunity we have to partner with you. We are excited to be a part of the community and bring funky activities to our community. This is an event that is family-friendly, affordable for families. But it is a fundraising event for Capper, which is important to us because we serve a community of people with disabilities. it is our goal to provide the assistance that they need to reach the independence level that they can, not only to help them, but to help their families, and it filters into our community as well. So Capper Foundation is nearing 100 years, so that's exciting, and fundraising helps fill those gaps for the programming services that we don't get reimbursed. So events like this are important to us. We feel like it has a great opportunity to grow. It's kind of a birth year for it, so we're very excited about the old-fashioned games, the catapulting that we're going to do into the lake, and pumpkins float. So, if you don't know that, there's even science brought into this event. So it is an educational event as well. We're going to have games that fit the needs and abilities of all people, so everyone can participate, all ages. So we hope you'll come out and join us, and I hope we have your approval. Thank you.
I should have warned you, Edie, you never give them candy before you talk. I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Are there questions for Randy about the event?
Question for what time is the event?
I'm not sure what time it starts,
Because I know
Edie.
on the contract it has use of premises time. But
Yes,
then-
the event is Saturday the 7th, and it runs from 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we actually even have a vehicle giveaway. Lewis Auto has provided a F-150 XLT fully loaded truck that's part of a seed counting contest. So there's a lot of cool stuff happening. But it is a daytime event. We think that's more friendly for families to be able to come and enjoy and get some education about what disabilities are. And we're going to do some awareness programs there, and the ability awareness training that we do with Shawnee County, we're going to have some examples of that there as well, so people can find out how hard it is to open up a Starburst with leather gloves on.
Very good.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, thank you. Anything else?
No, but thank you for coming up with a new event. It sounds very family-friendly, but also educational, instructive, and just raise awareness of everything Easter Seals does. Gladly sponsor the agreement with Easter Seals Capper Foundation.
That was a motion.
That is a motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
Motion made to approve the contract by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you again, Edie.
Thank you, Commissioner.
For the goodies, and thank you, Randy. Next item, please.
Item E, appraiser, number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C-317, 2017 with Keller, Craig & Associates, sole source, for a 2018 capitalization rate study to assist in the valuation of commercial and industrial properties at a cost of $28,000 with funding from the appraiser's 2017 budget.
Good morning, Commissioner. Steve Bauman, County Appraiser. I apologize I didn't bring any candy, but seems like a great event. But this request is to engage the services of Tim Keller with Keller, Craig & Associates for the performance of our 2018 capitalization rate study. This study assists us in the valuation of the commercial industrial apartment type properties as a component of our income approach. And over the years, we've hired this appraiser to perform this study for us about every other year. As the study is specific to our evaluation process, continuity of form and substance is vital. So this is being processed as sole source under our purchasing policy. We have discussed it with Betty Greiner, Administrative Services, assisted us with that, and the Counselor's Office has reviewed for form and legality, and there's sufficient funds in our budget. So I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Other questions for Mr. Bauman? Yes, Commissioner Cook.
So for those of us that are not engaged in the real estate field or appraisal business, what exactly does, for the man on the street, what does a capitalization rate study provide to the county? How does it assist the appraiser's office? What's the end result from this?
Okay, the capitalization rate study will provide us a range of capitalization rates for different types of property within different investment class ranges. Basically, a capitalization rate is a ratio between a net operating income and an appraised value or a sale price. It converts a future benefit into a indication of market value.
And this helps your office get to a appraised value, and you have to fall within a certain percentage of that for state compliance, correct?
Correct. Officially, it's between 90 and 100%. Our market value has to be within 90 to 110% of sale prices. We like to be closer than that, but and we are. So,
What has our appraised our rates been?
For commercial, we've been right at 100. This compliance report is just out, and I think we'll be presenting that, or I think you should have received a letter from the Property Evaluation Division, and we'll go through that, I believe, next week. Give you the specifics on that.
Thank you.
Good.
I don't know if I have any questions other than, do we need to waive the purchasing resolution since this is sole source, or just a question?
Betty Greiner, Director of Administrative Services. One of the part of the purchasing policy is that you can use a sole source as one of the methods.
So, but we don't have.
As long as it's proved by you, I don't believe we need to waive the
Waive.
purchasing policy,
Okay.
because that is a component of the purchasing policy.
Just wanted to check. Okay,
Okay.
good deal.
Thank you,
With that,
Betty.
I'll move approval of the contract.
Second.
I will, and my wife works part-time for Keller Craig, so I will abstain in this vote. Motion made to approve by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye, opposed say no. Motion carries 2-0-1. Commissioner Archer abstaining. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Next item, please.
Item F, Commission, number 1, consider canceling the December 4th, 2017 and January 4th, 2018 Commission meetings.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Administrative communications.
Good morning, Commissioners. Randy Luby again with Parks and Recreation. We go from a first-time event at Lake Shawnee to one of our longest standing 38th year of Apple Festival. Will be Saturday and Sunday, two-day event. I was hoping John Bell would be here, but he's kind of busy. It is from 10 to 5 both days. They combine the week stock with this, so we have live entertainment at the top of the hour both days. As you know, there's limited parking around Old Prairie Town, so we encourage people to take advantage of the bus service from the Judicial Center at 10th and Jackson, and they'll be running 2 buses daily, bringing them there and back. I want to take this time to thank all the volunteers that make this event possible. There's over 300 volunteers, and also I wish John was here to give him a special thanks. He works very hard and does a very good job with this event and everything at Old Prairie Town. Any questions? Hope it's going to be a beautiful weekend, so
It's
come on out.
great.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Justin Gregory, Kansas Expo Center. This weekend at the Kansas Expo Center, we're hosting a multitude of events. We are hosting the Hope for the Heartland Quarter Horse Show, hosted by the American Quarter Horse Association, which is the largest equine registry in the world. Second event that we are hosting tonight is the Big Church Night Out concert featuring the Newsboys. If you've never had the opportunity to watch a concert go up, I welcome everybody out this afternoon to see it live and in person. It's still one of the neatest things I get to do with my job, is to watch it go from a sheet of ice yesterday to concert tonight to sheet of ice in the morning. It is truly impressive what can be done. And then Friday and Saturday night, the Kansas Roadrunner or Topeka Roadrunners are back in town. They welcome the Shreveport Mudbugs for a 2-game homestand. Puck drops 7:05 both Friday and Saturday night. So, any questions? All right.
Thank you, Justin. Anyone else for administrative communications? Commissioner Bueller.
I'm just trying to picture that mascot. I'm going to have to Google.
The mud
What does that mascot look like? No, I don't have anything. Thank you.
Commissioner Cook.
Just, I think that this weekend we have another couple of festivals going on in Topeka, so make sure you get out, enjoy the weather and all that Topeka has to offer.
Very good. Yeah, and we did celebrate a new partnership with the Boys and Girls Club at Velma K. Paris Center, and it was just a really nice event. I thought the weather held up for us, and we had children that benefited from the program that were there, and it was quite inspiring. Good job. Next item, please.
Executive sessions, number 1, interview for an open county position.
There is a need. I would ask the HR director to come up. What time is our? 10:15. Parliamentarian, should we go recess? Recess until 10:15. Okay. I'll make a motion that we go into recess until 10:15. We'll come back in, and we'll go into executive session, and we'll come back in and get out of that. And it gets complicated sometimes, folks. But I'll make a motion that we recess and come back into session at 10:15.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. We are in recess. Thank you.
Yeah, I just found that out, too. That's
Yeah,
best news I've had in a long time.
yeah, exactly.
We are back in session, out of recess, and I will make a motion to go into executive session for a period not to exceed 45 minutes to discuss non-elected personnel, specifically to interview for an open position in Shawnee
Second.
County.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. We are in executive session. We are back in session. No action was taken, and we're officially adjourned. Have a nice weekend, everyone. Got it?
Yay.
Okay. Good.
You have to push the